My sister made the remark. She said, Jane, you have a gift for helping people see themselves in powerful new ways. Looking in Jane's archives, such as they are, I literally found my first reference to the word reinvention 20 years ago. I want these segments to be aspirational. I want the viewers, young and old, to be inspired by an idea that they might actualize themselves.
Broadcast journalist Jane Pauley believes you can have an encore career, and it's never too late to do that when you want to grow up. Jane, this book, Your Life Calling, just the title alone spoke to me because, well, actually, first of all, I saw your segment on the Today Show, and I was, one, happy to see you back, and then two, to see that you were doing something that I just gravitate from, and that is inspiring people.
Well, you know, what I'm doing now looks a whole lot like what I was doing before. Yeah. Except that it's completely different. The camera's there, but the reason for telling the stories, the kind of stories I tell, and I would like to strike a line through the word career, because I'm not. Some people in those, because there's a lot of stories in there, a lot of my people, and there have been some career reinventors, but mostly, I met a woman in St. Louis who was 96 years old, and she said, "What do you have? But what can you say about reinvention for someone who's over 90? I had already met her. She came with two other women, and over 90. One of them was in a wheelchair, so I'd said hello to them before. And I thought about it later. Gladys, you at 96, I wish I could tell her this, have a gift for living and a gift for sharing your gift for living. Because I was trying to imagine her two friends over 90, the one in the wheelchair, would they be getting out on a cold night in St. Louis to go hear a lecture if it weren't for Gladys, who at 96 is still sharing her gift for living? That's a reimagined story.
Right.
I love as much as a career change.
And the book is not so much about people that just go out and do these amazing hero-type acts. It's really about just the simplest things. Like Chapter 2, The Holy Grail, about this woman who just left a huge career and decided she always loved knitting. And she just wanted to go take up knitting and make that part of her life.
Betsy McCarthy was so... I mean, I thought it was kind of bold of me to lead off our series with a knitter, because you think of... But everything she said held our predominantly male crew wrapped. And Matt Lauer repeated something she said when the segment was over, that, you know, reimagining your life or taking a transition can sometimes require being comfortable in ambiguity and not panicking in uncertainty.
Yes.
So, you know, it's not always... The next step is not always obvious.
Right.
I have a question. I know one of the things you talk about in your book is purposeful wandering. You know, I'm always saying, what am I going to do when I grow up? You know, what is purposeful wandering? Can you explain that a little bit?
You know, I wrote a memoir 10 years ago, and I described telling my sister that I felt like I was wandering purposelessly. And then I heard a poet speak, and he used the phrase purposeful wandering. And it turned my negative idea on its head. The message of the book, if it could be distilled into a few words, was a headline I saw in a newspaper. Never mind the story. The headline said, "Inspiration is everywhere, but you have to be looking." So by purposeful wandering, maybe it's drifting, exploring, especially trying. Trial and error is how we find the most important things. I was way too much think and not enough do, especially in my memoir period. Think, not so much, you know, right. Now I'm in a do phase, and that's the way it's done, that's how you get out amongst people, and you find information about yourself, you see opportunities you didn't know existed, and I'm rambling.
No, you're not. I was
changes
just
though throughout your life.
Well, yes, your goals young are just getting a career going, you're getting a family going, you're looking for a mate, you're hoping for children, you'd like a promotion, you want to make more money, you want to upgrade your car. And somewhere around the 50s and 60s, that loosens up and lets go, and you kind of want to be unburdened by all of these things, and what matters is, does my life matter?
Am I making a difference?
Does my life matter? And so whether it's something big, and there are a couple of big stories in there.
Yes.
There are a couple world changers in there. But I go back to Gladys at 96, who her life matters. What I wish I could do is tell her, because all of us, our lives matter in ways we've never thought about until someone, like you opened that, my sister saying, I have a gift for helping people see themselves or the future in some powerful and positive new way. I'd never had that thought before. But when she told me, I knew what she meant.
It resonated.
And it resonated and it validated that I was on the right path.
Well, we hope you come back and see us next time you're in Dallas.
Would you?
You have to come, and maybe stay the whole show. Oh, please, because this is so amazing.
You can stay the whole show today.
Please. Well, she's got stuff to do, because you can catch her tonight in person at Authors Live, which will be featured at the Highland Park Methodist Church at 7 p.m. in Dallas. And you can pick up a copy of her book, Your Life Calling, Reimagining the Rest of Your Life, at bookstores and online. It's going to be fabulous. You don't want to miss that. Still to come on the broadcast, we're checking in with Start Restaurant as they show us the sweeter side of their menu. We're making Clementine ginger cake when we return.
And on that note, you want me to leave.